A deep-sea driver's headlamp cuts through total darkness, illuminating something that freezes them completely still. The creature doesn't flee, it watches. Then it begins moving closer, its body too massive to comprehend, features too alien to belong in any known species catalog. Scientists who reviewed the footage can't explain the anatomy. Marine biologists can't name it. And that slow, deliberate approach suggests intelligence we weren't prepared to find in the abyss. What you're about to witness are encounters from ocean depths we've barely touched, captured by people who descended expecting routine and surfaced with evidence that challenges everything we thought lived down there. Deep in the abyssal zone where light barely penetrates, a submersible's camera captures something that shouldn't exist. The creature glides past with deliberate slowness, dwarfing nearby sharks like insects. What unsettles me most is how it moves, not hunting, not fleeing, just observing with those dead red eyes as if cataloging the camera itself. When it descends into total darkness, you'd assume it's gone. But that final lunge suggests it was never leaving. It was waiting below, patient, until the exact moment to strike. The footage appears to be recorded by a deep-sea diver exploring an uncharted trench, their flashlight beam cutting through absolute darkness. What freezes the blood is the scale. This pale, cephalopod entity dwarfs the human completely, its mouth opening to reveal bioluminescent organs pulsing inside. It doesn't flee when illuminated. It exhales directly onto the lens, releasing a massive torrent of bubbles, as if testing the intruder. From my perspective, that deliberate exhalation suggests awareness, maybe even curiosity. If creatures this size inhabit depths we've barely mapped, what else down there studies us back? Something immense drifts through pitch-black water, its glowing orange eyes fixed on the diver below. The filmer, who uploaded the footage anonymously claiming it came from a commercial deep-sea survey off the Mariana Trench, floats as tentacles the size of shipping containers undulate overhead. What unsettles me personally is how the creature doesn't flee or attack. It simply observes, moving with deliberate awareness. Online debate split immediately. CGI artists point to the perfect lighting, while marine biologists note bioluminescent patterns matching no known species. If something this massive exists undetected in our oceans, what else breathes down there in complete darkness? A dive that felt routine suddenly confronted something that defied logic. Two divers stand frozen on the ocean floor as a monstrous creature, impossibly vast, begins opening its cavernous mouth mere feet away. One diver raises a hand, whether in greeting or terror, unclear. The creature doesn't flinch or flee. It simply gapes wider, revealing rows of jagged teeth. Online debate exploded. Skeptics insist it's flawless CGI. Others question why the divers didn't panic immediately. Personally, what unsettles me is the slow, deliberate motion. If something that enormous can approach undetected, what else lurks just beyond visibility? The ocean floor lies still, draped in thick darkness where sunlight never reaches. A mounted camera captures nothing but sand and ancient driftwood until something shifts behind distant rocks. What emerges defies any known marine species, a pale, skull-faced leviathan with glowing eye sockets and rows of needle-sharp teeth. Its tentacles writhe as it rises, moving with deliberate awareness. Some marine biologists suggest deep-sea gigantism could produce creatures science hasn't cataloged. others believe the footage reveals something far older. Personally, what unsettles me is how it doesn't hunt. It watches, almost studying the lens. If organisms this massive survive undetected at these depths, what else remains hidden in waters we've barely explored? This footage ignited fierce debate online because viewers couldn't agree on what they were seeing. In the deep ocean segment, two emaciated humanoids with skeletal faces and razor-sharp teeth lunge toward the camera, moving with disturbing coordination. Some insist it's CGI due to the creature's perfect symmetry, while others point to the natural water disturbance around their webbed claws. They demonstrate an obsessive attention to biological hybrid design that goes beyond casual hoaxing. The beam cuts through absolute blackness, revealing a tail the size of a city block, swaying in slow motion above the abyss. A diver's submersible hovers far below, utterly dwarfed, its lights barely penetrating the haze. The creature doesn't acknowledge the intrusion. It simply exists, anchored to rock formations that look fused to its body, as if it's been here since the ocean floor formed. What unsettles me most isn't the size, it's the stillness. This thing isn't hunting, it's waiting. And if something that massive can remain undetected in waters we've supposedly mapped, what else lies dormant in trenches we'll never reach? What makes this encounter disturbing isn't the creature's teeth or size, but how calmly it inspects the humans behind glass, as if assessing them. Three researchers in a deep-sea submersible hold position as the pale, whale-like entity presses closer, emitting low vocalizations that resonate through the hull. Its eyes are unsettlingly small for something so massive. Online debate splits sharply. CGI artists cite the skin texture as too uniform, while marine biologists note the anatomically correct flipper movement and pressure-adapted body shape. Personally, what unsettles me is its deliberate turn before departing, suggesting awareness of being filmed. If apex predators can recognize observation equipment at crushing depths, what else have they learned about us? Deep inside a murky underwater cave, sunlight barely reaches the seafloor as the camera glides over scattered shells and swaying kelp. What emerges from that dark burrow isn't any known marine animal. Its skeletal face, glowing white eyes, and clawed hands suggest something that doesn't belong in any biology textbook. The creature doesn't flee from the camera. It lunges directly at it with calculated aggression, then vanishes in a blur of striped tail. Online debate split immediately. Skeptics claim CGI, but the sand displacement, the natural light refraction, and the creature's fluid movement through water feel disturbingly authentic. This footage surfaced from what appears to be a deep-sea research drone, scanning an unexplored trench off the Pacific coast. The creature's deliberate approach is what unsettles viewers most. No startled retreat, no erratic movement, just a calculated advance directly toward the camera. Its side fins pulse with precision, suggesting muscular control far beyond any known deep-sea species. Personally, what disturbs me is the intelligence in that steady gaze. Marine biologists who analyze the clip note the creature's brow structure and eye placement indicate depth perception, predatory traits. If something this large can exist undetected in surveyed waters, what else moves beneath shipping lanes we consider mapped? Something pale and bloated drifts in a diver's headlamp beam, arms limp, tendrils hanging from what looks almost human. Then it straightens, spreads its limbs wide, tilts its head back with unsettling intent. What seemed dormant was simply waiting. When its mouth opens, there are teeth, just rings of them, lamprey style, spiraling inward. The lunge happens so fast, the camera spins before cutting to black. Skeptics say it's CGI from a horror game. But the particulate matter in the water, the natural drift before the attack, those details feel studied. If something like this exists in deep trenches, how many divers never surface to report it? A living room that once felt ordinary suddenly became the stage for chaos. The creatures move with purpose across debris-strewn stone, their emaciated forms illuminated by a single beam cutting through murky water. One descends from a column, hunches low, and is immediately mounted by another in what appears disturbingly deliberate. Online debate splits sharply. Skeptics see CGI. Believers cite the fluid consistency of movement and particulate matter reacting to disturbance. Personally, what unsettles me is the coordination. If these beings operate with ritual intent in forgotten ruins, what social structure governs them? Under gray, churning water during what appears to be a routine boat outing, everything changes when a massive, dark shape surfaces just meters away.
Whoa, look at that thing. It's right there. Is that a blowhole? What the?
That's not a whale, dude. No dorsal fin like that.
Crap, it's huge. What is that?
Keep filming, keep filming.
Look at us. That's no whale. Oh my God. What the hell is that thing? It's gone.
The creature raises a serpentine neck skyward, smooth, impossibly long, unlike any whale or dolphin documented. The passengers, ordinary people with smartphones, react with raw panic. Online, marine biologists dismiss it as a basking shark, but skeptics counter, sharks don't have flexible necks. Personally, what unsettles me is the pale fluke that slaps down, almost deliberate, like a farewell. If something that large remains unidentified in traveled waters, what else swims unnoticed beneath us? This footage detonated across forums because viewers couldn't reconcile the sheer terror on the crew's faces with the impossibility of what rises before them. A fishing trawler somewhere in the North Pacific captures the moment a segmented worm-like leviathan breaches beside the hull, its horned skull alone dwarfing the vessel. What unnerves me most isn't the size. It's the deliberate way it lifts clawed, humanoid arms from the water, almost ceremonial. Skeptics insist it's CGI for a film project, but others note the synchronized panic, the authentic rust on that trawler. If something that massive surfaces once, what stops it from surfacing again? The scuba diver's breath echoes through the regulator, steady, despite what looms ahead. A skull-faced leviathan with jaws that could swallow them whole. No panic, no thrashing, just a slow drift forward, arm outstretched as if in negotiation. Some say it's CGI, too perfect to be real. Others point to the subtle water displacement around the creature's gills, the way light refracts naturally off its skeletal ridges. Personally, what unsettles me is the diver's calm, like they've encountered this before. If something that massive exists undetected, what else swims beneath our boats? What makes this encounter unsettling isn't the creature's alien appearance, but its complete indifference to being filmed. A deep-sea rover, roughly 2 miles below the surface, captured this pale, skeletal figure, crossing barren sediment with movements so deliberate they seem almost calculated. The creature's 4 elongated limbs move in slow, methodical sequence, leaving faint impressions in the sand. Online debate split immediately. Skeptics dismissed it as manipulated footage, yet the lighting reflections and sediment displacement suggest something genuinely walking there. If creatures this strange exist in total darkness, imagine what else moves undetected in Earth's deepest trenches. In the depths of the North Atlantic, a naval strike force encounters something impossible. Through the fog, a gargantuan shape rises, dwarfing entire warships. The creature's jaw hinges open, revealing rows of teeth, each larger than a human body, while crimson eyes burn from within its skull. Witnesses aboard the forward destroyer reported the water itself trembling before they saw it. Skeptics dismiss it as elaborate CGI, yet the footage's metadata matches official naval exercise coordinates from that extinct date. Personally, what unsettles me isn't the monster's size, it's how deliberately it opens its mouth, as if calculating exactly how many ships it can swallow at once. The footage appears to be recorded from the deck of a small fishing vessel caught in a violent storm, waves crashing over the railing as the boat pitches wildly. Without warning, a massive reptilian head erupts from the water alongside the hull, its eyes glowing orange, teeth illuminated from within like hot coals. What stands out to me is its behavior. It doesn't just surface and dive. It studies the boat, circling deliberately, jaw agape, as if calculating whether the vessel is prey or threat. Personally, the bioluminescent features unsettle me most. If deep-sea predators have evolved built-in light sources, what else lurks in waters we've barely explored? A colossal reptilian shape glides through murky depths, its orange eyes locked on the camera before it's even clear what this thing is.
Oh, massive.
Two divers were exploring an underwater cliff when the creature emerged, massive jaws agape, revealing rows of serrated teeth. The filmer froze completely, hands gripping their camera as the beast swam directly overhead, its scaled underbelly blocking out the sun. What unsettles me most is the creature's deliberate path. It didn't veer away or startle. It approached head-on, as if assessing them. If something that large shows no fear of humans, what does that suggest about previous encounters we never filmed? A bridge over a muddy river becomes the stage for something impossible.
It's getting spooky out here, bro. That's a whole lizard man right there. Just imagine if you walked into that and he's squaring up with you. What you gonna do? I'm fighting, yeah, but I'm going to expect to lose unless I got that swammy on me, bruh.
The water below is still until a massive figure emerges, muscular torso, humanoid limbs, but trailing behind it, a thick reptilian tail segmented like a crocodile's. It hauls itself onto the bank with deliberate strength, then climbs a tree, gripping bark with clawed hands. Online debates exploded immediately. Skeptics insist it's elaborate CGI or a costume, pointing to the convenient camera angle. But others note the creature's fluid movements and the way its tail displaces water naturally. If something this powerful exists undetected, what else hides in remote jungles? The water is still, almost too quiet for a marsh teeming with life.
Bo, sir, move back. It's alive. Hey, don't step in. Oh, it's breathing. Look at that thing. Hey, stay in the boat. Bo, it's moving. Back. Hey, yeah, yo, go.
Two men in a small boat drift closer to what appears to be a dead hippo, floating belly up in the shallows. One insists they move back. The other notices something unsettling. The creature's eyes are open, blinking slowly. Its nostrils flare. Then, without warning, the massive animal explodes into motion, thrashing violently and churning the muddy water into chaos. Skeptics might call it territorial reflex, but personally, that calculated stillness beforehand felt deliberate. If a hippo can feign death this convincingly, what else might it be capable of?